Hey friends, it's Thor Dykow here with another edition of This Week on Blu-ray, DVD, and On Demand. Something for the families first off, but this is going to require a lot of patience. The follow-up from the 2010 global smash Alice in Wonderland, we've got Alice Through the Looking Glass, and the entire cast is back, including Sacha Baron Cohen as Time, who actually does a decent job in this film, bringing some madcap, zany antics to it. And you see the little blue monarch butterfly there? That was voiced by Alan Rickman, to whom the film is dedicated. He voices Absalom, the butterfly who turns into the blue caterpillar in the iconic stories. This one was a total misfire. I mean, I enjoy the costumes of these films and the look, even though it's garish and artificial. Plenty of eye candy here, but the story was just a retread of things we've seen in numerous movies like this, with the time travel aspect, going back and sort of telling the origin story of who the Mad Hatter is. Basically, Johnny Depp is back as the character, and he's desperately searching for his family here. None of it really worked, and I just felt the story wasn't compelling at all. Despite the lavish visuals, it was a total fail. Now, the in-depth bonus features do take an interesting look inside the whimsical world of Underland, where you look at the costume designer, Colleen Atwood. She reveals the creative process behind the costuming. You got a little pink access production that looks at her music video, and Sacha Baron Cohen showcasing his character. But for me, ultimately, this was a total misfire. It was frankly very annoying to see all these characters back, and Johnny Depp just seemed to be mailing it in. It seemed like nobody really wanted to do this movie, like they were all contractually obliged. So there you go. Take it or leave it, people. Alice Through the Looking Glass. Maybe they should have just shelved that one indefinitely. Let's talk horror now. Lights Out, and this was from producer James Wan and stars Teresa Palmer, Gabriel Bateman, and Maria Bello, who's quite compelling in the film, actually. And this is about a girl whose brother is experiencing a terrifying series of events that once tested her own sanity and safety when she was a girl. So basically, a frightening entity with a connection to their mother has reemerged, and Maria Bello plays the mom here. Now, a lot of jump scares and a lot of sort of similar stuff that we've seen in Insidious and other movies of that nature. And this was sort of geared, obviously, towards the teen crowd. So you're not going to get a lot of gore here. It's more psychological. It's sort of like, you know, when the lights go out, the entity sort of creeps closer. But the imagery is a little familiar as well. I've seen kind of things like this in The Babadook and movies like that in The Conjuring. But you know what? It does have its decent share of thrills, and I did thought it was grounded very nicely by Maria Bello and Teresa Palmer there. So not great, but it might be something on a rainy October night to get you fired up and ready for Halloween. There you go. All right, moving on. We're going to talk TV now. The Night Of, and this is a smash HBO show that was one of the most buzzed about this year. It takes an invigorating and exhaustive look and a new take on the crime drama. Looks at a single murder case through the multiple contentious points of view of the various people involved in the case. Now, John Turturro is front and center here as an embattled defense attorney, and Riz Ahmed, who we'll actually see in Star Wars Rogue One coming in a few weeks' time. He's the client who, and the story centers around a brutal murder of a young woman in Manhattan's Upper West Side. And it looks at the police investigation, the arrest, the imprisonment of the prime suspect played by Ahmed there. And he's just a likable, unassuming college student. He gets pulled into this whole game along with his family, and it looks at New York City's criminal, legal, penal, and judicial system. So very fascinating, and will keep you guessing right up until the very end. This show got a lot of flack, I think, for not having a resolution that tied everything up neatly, but I really enjoyed that about it. Let's move on now, and a classic getting the re-release treatment here, so to speak. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And Sony is doing it right here. They are releasing the Supreme Cinema Series Collectible Edition, which showcases a beautiful 4K restoration of the film and the Dolby Atmos audio upgrade, plus rare deleted scenes. You get the acrylic clear case and a 24-page behind-the-scenes booklet. Now, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, arguably a masterpiece from director Ang Lee. It was nominated for 10 Academy Awards, winner of 4, including Best Foreign Language Film, and great performances from Chow Yun-fat and Michelle Yeoh. Centers around two masters who are faced with their greatest challenge when the treasured 400-year-old Green Destiny sword is stolen by a mysterious masked thief. Some of the effects in this movie still groundbreaking, and a beautiful achievement in cinematography and romance as well. It was just a gorgeous movie with a lot of brilliant themes and some pretty awesome performances as well. So like I said, you can get the debut of the Ultra 4K edition, plus that cinema series, bringing it back on Blu-ray with a beautiful treatment in the audio and visual department, and loaded with never-before-seen bonus content as well. You get 6 never-before-seen deleted scenes, plus all new retrospective interviews with director Ang Lee. So there you go. Get a classic in pristine HD on Blu-ray now, and with that 4K treatment, you can't go wrong. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's it, people. Only 4 to choose from this week. I am Thor Diakow. You can catch me on Twitter at Thor Diakow is the handle. And we will see you next week on breakfasttelevision.ca.